think they're going to make it this far. I think they need to go to Blue River.
September 2020 is all too familiar for residents of Oregon's Blue River and Mckenzie Bridge communities. It was a perfect weather recipe for a natural disaster which would alter the backbone of these mountain communities forever. A once rare weather window for a disaster is unfortunately now widening from extreme heat and drought conditions every summer.
It was a perfect storm of things that as a community, I don't think we ever could have anticipated anything like that happening. And as far as being prepared as a community, we weren't prepared for anything like that.
On Labor Day 2020, several small fires across Oregon's Cascades quickly escalated as east winds picked up throughout the day. Record-strong high pressure over the Great Basin funneled up to 60-mile-per-hour winds through several passes like Archie Creek, Santiam Pass, and Mckenzie Pass, where the Holiday Farm reached nearly 175,000 acres.
Earlier in the day, it was warm, and there was a little bit of wind in the morning, but we had smoke coming in from some of the other fires. And as the day progressed, it got windier and windier, and the smoke got heavier and heavier.
East winds in western Oregon are dangerous because of where they're coming from and where they're going. They originate over the high desert, where the air is already dry, with relative humidity values typically as low as 15% in the summer. When the air moves over the Cascades and into western Oregon, it downslopes. When air downslopes, it dries out even more and also picks up momentum, meaning a 15% humidity and 30-mile-per-hour wind can become a 5% humidity and up to 60-mile-per-hour wind, exactly what we saw in 2020.
We had east wind events, we had all of those things, but normally that level of east wind event doesn't happen until later in our year. So when it's wet and rainy or rainier, we'll still lose power and all of that, but it's usually in October.
West of the Cascades is a completely different landscape from the east, and conditions that dry for long periods of time is not natural for these thriving forests comprised of Douglas firs and hemlocks formed by generally westerly flow that comes in off the Pacific, providing rain, snow, and most importantly, higher humidity even in the summer. Occasionally you do get east winds in western Oregon. That's not historic. Every summer, Oregon also enters drought at some point. That's also not historic. The problem is a disturbing trend every summer, which is expanding and increasing the severity of that drought window and therefore increasing the opportunity of east wind events overlapping with those severe drought conditions.
Currently, we've been having a string of drought years. The extended dry period, or even when we've had rain last year, we had a lot of rain up until June, and this time it just shot off in 1st of May or something. So that's a lot of days without moisture. So those are, trends I'm seeing.
Douglas firs are drought-tolerant trees, but introducing more heat waves and prolonging the drought, they become matches, just waiting for a strike. The Great Basin High is a mid-latitude high-pressure zone that doesn't really go anywhere. It just expands in the summer and shrinks in the winter. Over the past decade, this high in the summer has become stronger and stronger, forcing the jet stream further north and lasting longer throughout the year, and possibly leading to more disasters like the Holiday Farm fire.
It's just unreal, a gut punch kind of feeling that, there's really no control, nothing to do.
We're seeing this window expand every summer, but some people can't leave, whether that be for their job or just sentimental value. This is where some people grew up after all. Some fires can't be prevented, such as lightning starts, but others can, such as power shutoffs.
So, every situation is going to be different, and shutting off power preemptively is a big decision. It's something that we take very seriously and do as kind of a a necessary safety measure for public safety.